Hey everyone, this is Nitro. So, today's video is going to be watching the semifinals match between Zansin and Parnhub. So, it's actually funny about his description. It says, remember, when things get hard, Parnhub will be there for you. That might be why so many people voted for Parnhub instead of Zansin, but I'm just going to put my tickets into Zansin. So I put 12 tickets into him. Let's see if he'll win or not. So we do have 3 minutes until the actual match begins. So there is some time, and also when the match begins, it's like there's also a countdown timer before the match officially starts as well. So there is a bit of time. But yeah, I think Zansin is the good person to bet on because I think he has a very, very high chance of winning. And the age difference is significant enough that you'll make a good amount of money if he wins. So while we're waiting, I'm wondering if there's anything for me to do. Nope. No world map events to do right now. So I guess it'll just be a short wait. Oh yeah, the other thing I should mention is I really need to catch up on this event because I haven't done any of the challenges yet. So have to get around to that because the event ends on Wednesday, right? The 18th. So this coming Wednesday is when this event ends. I need to do all 5 challenges. I'll get around to it. As for Magic Tower Conquest, it was kind of annoying. I actually had a score before I dropped down. I had a score of, I think, 1667. And 1667 would have been exactly rank number 550. So rank 50 would have given me 1 extra Arena Mastery Stone selection pack. Oh well. Not a huge matter, I guess. But yeah. But in the meantime, there's a good amount of resources for me for next season when I need to use these things, right? For example, this was from that event, right, where you can get any of these Arena Surge Stones, and then these ones were the Arena Mastery Stone selectable gift packs. You get 5 of each of whichever one you want. So this means there's 30 SSR Arena Mastery Stones in total here. So some good resources for building up my characters. Alright, looks like the finals should be starting very, very soon. Let's take a look. Yeah, I read Parnhub's biography earlier. It is kind of ridiculous. So much innuendo, and I think that's why so many people voted for him. Nexus, so I guess you were forced to do the event. Yeah, one of the reasons I haven't been doing them is A, I've been busy with work, and B, I have a lot of those resources. If I go into the Secret Realm store right now, I still have 1,175 challenge points. So it's not like I'm short on them. Oh, right. Omega got his exclusive, didn't he? I should consider buying that. Anyways. Maybe I'll just buy one. I don't know if I'll ever use it, but it doesn't hurt to have. Alright, let's go back in. I'll get around to doing those events soon enough, but I got 4 or 5 days. There's time to do them. I don't even own Helena. Even if I wanted to use her, I can't. I use Omega for PvE content, just not for PvP. Range is still a big issue with him. Unless you bring double attack skill. But bringing double movement skill. But bringing double movement skill is iffy. You lose a lot of damage that way. Alright, so we see a Kyura ban right away. Everyone in the top 4 has Kyura already, yeah. Well, even in the top 8. I don't think that's any real surprise though. Yeah, Parnhub's box is... I mean, Parnhub's box has some of the older characters, right? Angelina is there for some reason. No. Zansin has like the full meta box, right? Everyone that you would possibly build and use is there. Yeah. I mentioned it before. Juggler was there. I mean, Juggler doesn't have a revive, right? So a lot of people choose not to bring Juggler. If they do bring Juggler, Juggler is there more as an AoE attacker than as an actual tank. Yeah, Parnhub's box, Angelina and Leon. I mean, Leon could work in a full Empire box, but yeah, we'll see. Lolly just to start, that's the kind of pick that I would do. Juggler second, that's also a pick that I would do. Parnhub is playing a style that's like... Oh, Zansin got Kyura second. That's interesting. Yeah, basically I feel the same. So Parnhub has Zerda as well. So there's a lowly just teleport of Zerda forward if necessary. Okay, Zansin gets Hobo. Ares Himiko ban. I mean, it's no surprise Zansin is kind of winning the pick ban because, you know, Zansin's character options is kind of better. But yeah, the concept of Parnhub's box is more or less what Nexus is saying, right? It's more single target oriented. You know, Angelina, SP Elwyn, Leon are all kind of long range attackers. You know, Zerda is a long range attacker. Lolly just can teleport characters forward. Hobo is there for the faction buff, and right now Hobo would faction buff both Zerda and Juggler, right? Zansin, on the other hand, I mean, not too much needs to be said. He has everyone he needs, really. I'm just kind of confused about Parnhub's pick ban. But we'll see. Zansin technically doesn't have a dedicated healer. I mean, Kyura does heal, sort of. You know, Hobo does heal. You know, Helena doesn't particularly need a healer. So there is sufficient healing. But it'll be interesting to see. Both Keira and Hobo heal. Hobo by a single target strike. Helena just heals herself anyways. So there's two assassins on Zansin's side, you know. Parnhub has one assassin, and Lollygess. It'll be a positioning thing for sure. Lollygess usually gets to teleport forward and attack. But let's see how this goes. Yep, it's definitely going to be crucial for Parnhub to shut down Lollygess. Excuse me. But Lollygess is hard to shut down due to her ability to teleport forward and so on. Now this is interesting. This is not a holy Lollygess, and he's running Free Strike. Not what I expected. I would have thought by the top 4 everyone had a holy Lollygess with Gift of Eternal Life. So this Lollygess won't provide much healing, but it will probably one-shot Hilda. But that assumes Hilda Thorns doesn't trigger to kill off Lollygess. So we'll see. I mean, Lollygess's issue is not killing Hilda. Lollygess's issue is not getting Thorns killed. Because Holy Lollygess can use Gift of Eternal Life. Lollygess never had an issue killing Hilda. Like, if you use Light's Embrace, it's a guaranteed kill, for example. It's just whether you die while killing her. You know? As for Holy Lollygess, there's 2 reasons. First of all, Holy Lollygess doing a regular range attack, no skill, will survive. Holy Lollygess with Gift of Eternal Life would provide healing as well. Right? So often you would bring the Holy skill and the heal skill, you get a double heal that way. Stuff like that. So... well, regardless, let's just see. She just teleported something, right? Oh. Haste on Helena on the other side from Keira. It's funny how everyone is using the Holy Keira just for Tenyo's headdress. Like, this is another example where people are giving up extra attack, or extra int, which is what the Assassin Keira has, because Tenyo's headdress is just that overpowered. Scepter Lollygess kills anyways. Unless you don't have maxed... unless you either have very bad enchants or don't have maxed out sorceresses. Wouldn't know, actually. Mine is like 76%, and I do fine with her. The other interesting thing is... so yeah, I mean, this initial portion is roughly what we expect. You know, Zerda is going to activate Bloodthirster, and then, you know, Light of Genesis has the ability to teleport again. So Parnhub holding back initially for the setup time for his characters. The slightly funny thing here is Zerda is bringing faction buff anyways, so Sage of the Trees is really just buffing himself, right? Zerda is buffing herself and Juggler. So Sage of the Trees here is just buffing himself. So Zansin is now taking his time to think about this a bit, because it is a little bit awkward for him. Right? The ability to teleport this Zerda forward to target, it may cause issues for him. But this is a pretty good move. Because now, let's say, if Zerda gets teleported up here, for example, Sigma could move up and I believe activate his Shadow Duel to take down Zerda. So it's limiting what Zerda can be used for. I don't know. I honestly stopped paying attention to the Langrisser community at this point. Because as you said, trying to keep up with every name change is a nightmare. Although Parnhub only played, what, Season 4, 5, 6, and 7? So he's not one of the very, very old accounts, per se. Now, the interesting thing here is Juggler going to teleport forward. The problem with the teleport forward is Hobo is just... The Wave Whisper is an amazing counter to Juggler in general. Right? You get to knock the Juggler back, and Juggler can't move through the tiles very well either. So... I've demonstrated Dazzling Light against Juggler before in several videos of mine, so yeah, we'll see. It's because Juggler's movement is considered through planes, through everything. And that does trigger the Dazzling Light movement prevention. Because it counters when enemy units with flying or cavalry movement types, or enemies who treat all passable terrains as planes. Truthfully, I'm not entirely sure what Parnhub's win condition is here. Right? I just don't know how Parn is going to take down both Sigma and Kayura. Yeah, exactly. Even if Juggler gets teleported, right, he can get rammed away or he can get pushed away by Hobo. So that's why I'm saying I'm not sure what Parn's win condition is. I mean, I removed SP Elwyn from this. SP Elwyn has not been in my box since this season started, Nexus. So yes, I do feel Helena has replaced SP Elwyn's role. At least at the top level, right? Lower level Sword Soul debuff can still be crucial, you know, but at the higher level, pretty much every tank has Blood Pact. So there's almost nothing Elwyn really does. Kayura, I would say, is the bigger threat, simply because Kayura can teleport back. Sigma can kill someone, but he usually gets counter-killed right away. Yeah, well, the thing is, there's not really a good pick ban option against Zansin's box in my opinion. There's so little you can do against his box. It's like absolute meta. You know, there's a reason Zansin has been, what, top 16 for pretty much every season? I think so. Yeah. 20% reduction of magic defense, 6-star Kayura. Like I said, there's very little you can do against Zansin. Kayura. Fine, Kayura, whatever. Alright. So he aims to take down Hobo's first life. And the counter action would be Kayura killing Zerida and healing Sage of the Trees a bit. And then we'll see whether Juggler's teleport can actually kill Sage of the Trees or not. At least that's what I would do. She has 2 magic attacks. It doesn't make sense to waste Helena right now. Makes more sense to use... Of course, we'll see. Right? I'm expecting Star Slash to heal 3 times, right? Her int to heal up Hobo. Oh, interesting. That's unexpected. Not the action I would have guessed. Okay. Fair enough. So he's offering Hobo for a kill. I mean, Zansin knows more about Kayura than I do. I guess Kayura's healing is not enough to keep Hobo alive. That's what I have to assume. Yeah, so a Hobo for Hobo trade. It wouldn't. Player 1 still goes first. So next turn he can teleport Lightogenesis up and then do something with her. Or have Lightogenesis single target strike Helena. But Lightogenesis would not kill Helena. More likely he would have SP Elwyn kill Helena. Right? Move back. Reign of Glory. Sword Soul. Remove all the buffs. Maybe. Oh, can it? They both do holy damage. They both do magic damage on the soldiers. And Helena has angels. Well, anyways. So there's the dead hobo as expected. And now Zerda's guarded. But Kayura ignores guard. So, I don't know. Eh? Well, doesn't it... Wait. What the heck happened there? Why didn't that ignore guard? I'm so confused. Ah, he used Star Sword. Star Sword doesn't ignore guard. Okay, that's interesting. So he chose to bring, yeah, instead of using Star Sword was used. Well, I mean, Sigma can still assassinate Zerda, right? This is not... Oh? Okay. Lightogenesis got that kill. With Light's Embrace. Alright. Long range attack from Sigma. Gets the kill on Zerda anyways. No. Sigma's ability to both assassinate at close range and do an extreme range attack is so useful. Kayura providing the healing against AoE. So SP Elwyn is useless here, right? I mean, this has just been trading so far, but yep, there's the Kayura kill. There really is not much Parnhub can do. Like, from the start, that has been obvious. It's just the order of the kills was a bit odd from Zansin's side. But, yeah. Is there a Florence trigger? No Florence trigger, but Defender triggered. So Hilda doesn't die. I mean, even if Hilda died, so what? It's not like Elwyn with all cavalry can do anything to Hilda. Yeah, pretty much expected. That first round match. What? I guess Concede is just dominating as well on that side? I mean, it's not too surprising. Yeah, there's a reason Kayura has been first banned so far, right? In the top 8 matches, we saw Kayura getting first banned pretty much every round for a reason. She just does too many things too well. Or Kayura, whatever. Empress Guard soldiers against cavalry team? Interesting. Alright. I would have expected Parnhub to change up his team a bit. Nope. Okay, a Hilda band this time. Well, having good rolls on your gear is part of the game. So I mean, I was super bitter about my failed stat check, but that was my fault, as I said in the past. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing when you deploy someone with plus 27% attack in the playoffs. But anyways. Alright, so Zansin is as usual playing it safe. You know, tank and healer to start. The thing about Zansin is he doesn't really care which characters he gets from his, you know, as damage dealers. In that sense, he's not a one-dimensional player, right? He goes for his super tanky, hard-to-kill characters, and then starts playing the damage dealers. It's a very stable playstyle, if a bit boring. Both sides have Himiko now. I think the interesting thing here is Parnhub still has not picked a tank. I mean, I get what Parn is trying to do with his box. He's kind of like abandoning healers because he knows that he can't win the, you know, defensive style of play, right? If I was Zansin right now, what would I do? Probably ban Hilda and play Ares. Interesting. He didn't. Played Ares anyways, but didn't ban Hilda. Parn still didn't choose to bring a healer, or bring a tank. Interesting. Huh. Interesting. League of Legends has Japanese music in it? Anyways. No healer, no tank. That's an interesting strategy against Zansin's box. I actually don't get this. I don't feel he has enough AoEs to kill, nor does he have enough single targets to kill. Yeah, I actually pretty much agree with that. Ares jump, Wind Whisper pretty much dominates. You know, follow up with Himiko if necessary. Yeah, I actually think he gave up. I think Parnhub came into this not seeing a win condition. You know? Kind of like how I gave up after my first match against Snowman. Join my guild? All I can say is wait till the next guild expedition is about to start. If you're at a high power level, we're probably doing a second recruitment when guild expeditions number 2 comes up. Yeah, exactly. Finally, Zansin made it to the finals after 7 seasons. He's got close a lot. Yeah. 2 very high level accounts. We're pretty demanding, Stewie, because Guild Expeditions expects a lot. We're recruiting to beat Guild Expeditions, not recruiting just for normal stuff. Well, Parn is spreading out as best as he can to, I guess, avoid the Ares Wind Whisper. Yeah, well, I make a lot of community posts about when we're doing recruitment, Stewie. Just check my community section when, I guess, Guild Expeditions number 2 is about to release. Just keep your eye around there. You know, I think when does Guild Expeditions number 2 come out? October, I think? Anyways, I'll make an announcement around then. Just keep an eye out. Make a post there, you know. Ask me to reserve a spot around then or something. I think Roylie's given up on his account. He stopped putting money into it. Or rather, Roylie has pretty much quit the game, except for occasionally playing in the playoffs. There, they got a mobility buff. from, of course, the tenuous headdress. $14.26 attack Sigma should be able to one-shot this Reen. Might be different if the Reen had a faction buff, but he doesn't. It's actually going to be pretty close to see. Because after all, Ogre State reduces damage by 30%. So, we'll see. I'm actually kind of interested to see if Sigma, with only 70% damage, can kill a Reen. I mean, if Reen had no faction buff, or sorry, if Reen had a faction buff, there's no way that was happening. But since Reen doesn't have a faction buff, I think it's possible. There's also the factor of this faction buff, right? Damage increases by 15%. So actually it's 85% damage, not 70. I think the thing to be aware of nowadays is with this season, now that Kyura is out as well, it's almost impossible to stop your opponent from picking good damage dealers. At least for the whale accounts. There's almost no way you can prevent the enemy from getting the damage dealers they want. There's enough options out there that, you know, you can't ban them all. Oh, good point. Good point, Righteous Freed. Yeah, you're right. So, Sigma is getting 15% extra damage from the Landius faction buff, and getting another 15% from the Ranger's Mark. So yeah, you're right. 100% damage. And presumably it has the, you know, Crystal Stinger, which would reduce the defense of Reen by 20% as well. So it's going to be low defense, you know, easy to assassinate. To be honest, what I would have done as Zansin, I know this is kind of weird, not everyone does it, but I like to use Liana's Act again on turn 1. So I like to give my opponent the first action in situations like this, and then go from there. Because then it kind of forces the other player to act first. I get the last action, and then as soon as Act Again recharges, I can act twice. But that's my personal feeling. Not everyone plays it out that way. I just have that preference. Ziki, that's been his win box for quite a few times actually. Doggo will buff up Toa, so Toa can ignore guard. Right? And then he has SP Elwyn and Helena for single target strikes. So, Zerda has very, very, very limited utility in this kind of battle. Oh, interesting. Ares just got screwed. Reen RNG comes into play. Actually, side note, time is very much on Zansin's side right now. Because he can actually wait for Ogre to wear off. If he so wishes. And I think that's how he's going to play. Actually, the other thing, Zeki, is I'm not sure who Kiura can actually assassinate in that box that Snowman's running. Right? SPL1 has 2 lives. Helena is stupidly difficult to assassinate. Kiura might be able to kill Toa, but Flyers in general have very high magic defense. So, that would actually be a pretty interesting game. But we'll see, I suppose. I'll take a look at their side once this battle is done. Alright. Run in, Blue Dragon Strike, random teleportation. Sigma has the opportunity to kill off Zerda if he so wishes. Right, but then it would probably get killed by Letter Genesis. So there are some options for Parnhub here. Ares is in a bad spot as well now. Right. Especially with Liana this far back. Because Liana can only... Yeah. The Balance Blade teleport really messed up the positioning of Zansin's characters. Big time. That teleport was big. But so Zansin has a lot of choices right now. Let's see which one he picks. And the target is Light of Genesis. So, Sigma trade for Light of Genesis. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nowhere near close enough to use Termination Slash. Interesting though. I guess he just doesn't have Apex Boots. In the first place, if he had Apex Boots, right? Reen should have been closer. And then 5 movement would have helped there. Okay, yep. So Ares falls pretty much as expected. After that unfortunate debuff. The debuff, the RNG debuff, the heal reversal from Reen was clutch there. So, Liana, is she going to pray her up? Probably. And heal up Himiko. One, two, three, four, and then 1, 2, 3. I actually wasn't paying attention. Maybe. Was Landius here before? Alright. So there's the first AoE from Himiko. An act again from Liana. And then Himiko will get another attack out. Especially, and she just clocked, didn't she? So it's a second Lightning Shuriken. I think. And there's Sealing Technique to silence down Rin if he so wishes. Yep, so there's the act again. Okay, not what I expected there at all. Oh, wait. There's a 6th turn on Lightning Shuriken. That's why. Sorry. That's why. Right. So 5 turn cooldown means it can't be used yet. So Sealing Technique to kill, and now this turn, Lightning Shuriken can be used again. And holy god, this Rin is applying some super lucky debuffs. Heal reversal on Landius. Cannot be healed on Liana. Cannot be healed on Himiko. Can I get that kind of RNG? Seriously. And a mobility debuff on Liana as well, so she can only move 1. The RNG. Every character cannot be healed. Yep. But it's working, right? First the Leon Balance Blade, and now the Rin. You know? It's an RNG strategy, no doubt. But it's working, don't knock on it. I feel like this 4 mobility Rin may cause Parn major issues though. We'll see. Yep, and Zansin did exactly what I thought he would. Or maybe not. Okay, I didn't expect that. That he would move. I was thinking he would move Liana up here to the top left corner. But this actually does make sense too. Because that way he can guarantee that Liana can heal up Landius. But we'll see. Because right now, Landius can't guard. Rin can actually move in and kill Liana like this. If he literally moves Rin in and single target strikes Liana, I think Parn has this. Whereas if he had moved Liana up to the top corner here, yep, game over. Parn wins this one. That was smart. He did exactly what he needed to. If Zansin had moved Liana up here, Rin could not get into range. Okay? And then he would have just... And then that way he could move, let's say, Landius up here, and then Liana up like this or something. This is going to be rough. No, Zansin made a misplay. Big misplay, in my opinion. I mean, of course, Parn got lucky, but yeah, exactly. But yeah, now Rin is gonna win the match for him. Parn got lucky, but Zansin made a big mistake with that Liana movement. Well, it's the fact that PvP has a lot of RNG in it, Nexus. The key thing here is that Parn took full advantage of the RNG. Right? Like, what I'm saying is, Parn knew he doesn't have a chance against Zansin with a normal strategy. So he's playing a RNG strategy, which is a strategy in itself. You know? There's a lot of RNG elements inherently in Apex, you know, and you have to give Parn kudos for doing this, right? Having the Balanced Blade Leonhardt or Balanced Blade Leon, you know, having Rin in the box, having Himiko in the box. Yes, these are all RNG characters, but you know, he does not. He's playing this box for a reason, basically. No normal strategy would beat Zansin. That's true. Yep. If he didn't have both Leon and Rin in the box, he would not have won that. Of course, him not having Apex boots on Rin is an issue too, in my opinion. Okay, Parn went back to the Lolly Jess Juggler start. Yep. Rin appears yet again. Generally, if you have someone who can let you act again, it's better to act second. Because with someone who can act again, you can act 2 times in a row. That's why during that previous match I mentioned that I like to use act again on turn 1. And then delay the battle a little bit, so that I can have it ready and up and running for turn 4. There are definitely pros and cons to doing what I just mentioned though. How well can Landius handle Lolijess? Not that well. I don't believe Thorns without Crystal Molders can cause Lolijess to kill herself. Okay. Parnhub's pick ban here looks pretty good. Right, Hilda with Lolijess, Hobo buffing Reen and Juggler. Zansin buffs Sigma once again. But he doesn't have anywhere near as many options as he did the previous matches. Oh wow, Parnhub might actually win this. I like Parnhub's box more than Zansin's. Yeah, I'd rather use a single target Ares here. I agree with you there, Nexus. Single target Ares to wipe out Juggler or whatever. But this is going to be difficult for Zansin, because he has 2 targets has to kill, Reen and Lolijess. But he only has 1 assassin, which is Sigma. Right? Helena is not going to do much here. Unless he can... Yeah, I'm not sure. This could devolve to RNG though. But, I just don't like the fact that Parn has 2 really good characters that need to be dealt with. Ares can't really catch Jessica. It's almost impossible for Ares to get into range to kill Jessica. You literally leave Lolijess in the far back, you know, and she can teleport forward whenever she needs to. You just cannot catch her with Ares. In fact, I don't think there's any real way to catch Lolijess in general. Okay, once again, Sigma is going to be targeting Reen. But this time around, Reen has a faction buff. It makes sense, actually. It makes a lot of sense. It's a very, very good choice. They have a lot of defense, and more importantly, they counter Hilda's soldiers. Yeah, I don't think Well, I think Concede was expected to win the other side. Templar Knights won't stop Lightogenesis either. There's not really a soldier for Landius that can stop a Lightogenesis. I had the exact opposite experience, Nexus. Templar Knights stopping Light of Genesis using Light's Embrace? I've never seen that happen. But don't know. Maybe I'm not encountering the right people with a fully built Templar Knight at 80%. I don't know. In any case, let's just see how this will play out. One of the interesting things here is going to be yep, Sigma will have his unique. He doesn't need it, truthfully. I mean, especially when he's getting a faction buff like this. Because cyborgs participate in ranged attacks. And cyborgs will do extra damage to Hilda. Yeah, it's a reasonable soldier choice, given what he's facing. So basically, cyborgs will smash the crystal molders if he uses the Windseer Strike. Okay, Zansin Smarten brought Gospel this time around to protect against Reen's debuffs. It's hard to say whether gospeling Landius or gospeling Liana herself is smarter, but that's a choice that's up to the player. I actually really do not like the choice of Doggo for this kind of situation. I mean, maybe that's just me, but I feel like another damage dealer would be better than Doggo. As I said before, Sage of the Trees with Wave Whisper just really eliminates any threat that Doggo offers. And Kalpa is also buys long games. But yeah, we'll see. Full disclosure, I am very much waiting for the next game to come out. When it does, I'll probably quit Langrisser. Hilda's 5 stars? Oh, she is! 40% heal. Not 50%. Why quit Langrisser? I'm bored of it. I really am. I've been playing for so long, and now it's just turning into whoever pays more or less. Right? There's really no further advancement for my account. I'll consistently get into the top 256. I will not advance further than that, you know. Because my enchants compared to some of the top players' enchants are just not comparable. And I'm not willing to spend money just to get further in the playoffs. No, it's really not 6 stars or nothing, to be honest. Like, Parnhub is making the most use of the characters he has built up. He's prioritizing the really top tier characters, right? And, you know, Hilda is doing what she needs to, even at 5 stars. Yes, if it's 6 stars, she would have a bit more hit points and so on. But Hilda is already very, very tough, looking at the 17k hit points and so on. And so, it's enough. I mean, it's like how I was using a lot of 4 stars in my box this season. What you can say about Parn is it's impressive how he chose the right characters to build and the right characters to star level up. Say the trees may not be 6 stars either. Let's see. 16%, yeah. This is a 5-star Sage of the Trees as well. So, 5-star Sage of the Trees, 5-star Hilda. You know? Juggler looks like... Juggler should be 6... Is it? Wait. 3% damage reduction. Is that 5 stars as well? Let's see. No, this is 6 stars. Sorry. Yeah, that's 6 stars. Reen is definitely 6 stars, I think. Let's see. I'm not sure though. Yeah, Reen, let's see. 20% hit point heal, 4% stat increase. Yeah, that's a 6-star Reen. Lolly just is 6 stars. So yeah, he prioritized, basically Parnhub prioritized upgrading the characters that need to be raised to 6 stars. And the characters that don't need to be 6 stars, he's left at 5. Which is how a lot of people who are not willing play. Yeah, banter's pretty cancerous, so I'll just avoid it. I mean, sometimes it's amusing, but most of the time I won't pay attention to it. But yeah, of the characters he has deployed right now, 2 are 5 stars. I have a lot of characters that I use that are not 6 stars, actually. Hobo is one of them, right? I've been using Kruger in my box since he was 4 stars. Vincent is 5 stars. Myrene is 5 stars. Yep. Weapon and armor nullified for now. Capper. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not the best PvP player. You know, that's pretty much a given. But I wouldn't say I'm a noob either. So this is turning into one of those very traditional matches, right? Both sides just sitting around, not engaging. Oh, I spoke too soon. Parnhub makes the first move. He had to because his spirit unification was wearing off. So this is what Zansin has been doing. He's been waiting for the spiritual unification to wear off, right? You know how I talked about that last match? This time around, he's doing it again. So this time around, it actually happened. Last match, it did not wear off because other characters died. This time around, Reen is now silenced for 2 turns. So it's an opportunity. But Sigma cannot be healed and damage taken reduction. Well, what Zansin should do here is Liana will remove those, right? And then the following turn he can get healed to full just from Liana's passive healing. And then that's when Sigma should attack. Oh, and it actually worked out for him there with that heal. It removed the cannot be healed, so that the passive heal ended up restoring Sigma's hit points to full. So what Zansin should be concerned about right now is how to keep Sigma alive. If Zansin can kill Reen without Sigma dying, it's game over. Yes, finally some RNG went Zansin's way. If I were Parnhub, I'd probably just move... I'd probably teleport, let a Genesis up, and take off the first life of Hobo. Because guard is up, Genesis can be here, and attack at 4 range. I'm actually not sure why Zansin positioned the Hobo here, where Genesis can attack while being guarded. But anyways. Oh, this is actually ugly. Oh my. Okay, this is what Parn can do here right now. Parn can teleport Juggler up. Juggler can launch an AoE here. Apply the water debuff on Liana, and Liana can't get out of the poison. If Parn catches this, Liana's dead. This is if he realizes it though. I'm not sure if he does, but if he does, Parn pretty much won that. Right? Sacrifice Juggler? What? Actually, not even a sacrifice, because you can lock down Landius too. Yeah, this is actually very, very ugly for Zansin now. As long as Parn realizes that move, it's over. And then I'm gonna lose more money. Teleport has a very, very long range. You can literally teleport like Juggler all the way up here or whatever. And then it'll be very easy to move into this, to jump into this tile if he wants. Or wherever. Let's see what happens. Right? And Helena can't move very far right now due to all these Dazzling Light tiles. So there are very, very few options available. Like what I would do is Lollygest up to here, teleport Juggler up, then Lollygest. He didn't catch it. He did not catch it. Rip! Didn't realize the move. Alright, battle continues then. Yeah, he missed the game. I honestly think that was a game-winning move. So that's a pretty big miss. There's the teleport, but it's a bit late. I mean, it'll disable Landius' guard at least. So there is that. Alright, fair enough. And Sigma gets taken down. Actually, that's not bad either. Looking at it now. Yeah, this is probably still a win for Parnhub anyways. Fair enough. Yeah. And Landius is now locked down in poison. Yeah. So, different way of doing it, still worked. Game. And actually, Liana is still stuck in poison anyways. Parn wins. Yeah, there's no way for him out of this. Yep, very well played. He played it differently from I would, but same result. Clearly, I play a much more aggressive method. He played a more defensive one, but it did the exact same thing. So, Kudos to him. Yeah, and Rin didn't do anything at all. It was just the Liana, just the juggler plus Lightogenesis combo. I mean, okay, to be fair, it took a whole bunch of misplays on Zansin's side for this to happen. Okay. Yeah. Zansin made a bunch of mistakes that caused this to happen. Because, you know, for example, moving this Landius up early, right? For example, if Sage of the Trees had access to Wave Whisper and so on, and he didn't camp at the very bottom, you know, there were options for Zansin to push Juggler away, right? But putting Landius where he did, made it impossible for Juggler to get pushed away with a Wave Whisper. So there were a whole bunch of causes for this loss. Parnhub won the second match, yes, by RNG, but he also had to play it out properly to get that RNG. And this third match, Parn just outpick banned Zansin. Lolly just range attack, Ring melee attack, Landius dies. From always. Landius always had pretty high attack, while Hilda always has very low attack from what I've seen. Wow. Zansin made some crucial misplays, which was unfortunate and cost him matches. Oh yes, that too. Landius having infantry soldiers, right? Infantry versus Lancer soldiers makes a big difference as well. GG. Kudos to Parnhub. That was impressive. That last match, I mean, getting that pick ban the way he did went very well for him. That's too... I really should not gamble on this. I've been completely wrong on two of them now. So whereas Gold Magistrate made money, I lost a lot of money. But you know what? I'm sitting on 21 million gold. I don't really care anymore. If I didn't have 21 mil, I'd probably be screaming. So let's take a look at the other side. Yeah, I should have bet on Concede, to be honest. I knew Concede would win. But I thought there was a better, better payoff for betting on Zansin. So I got greedy, Yep, I bet the full 12 tickets. Like I said, I don't really care though. Okay, I'm gonna just skip the pick ban here. Not too interested in going over it. So, Toa, Helena, Liana, Mariel, and Hilda. So Hilda would buff up both Toa and Mariel. Helena buffs herself anyways with Chivalry, and Liana has her Gospel. Right? And then on this side, Concede is bringing Albedo, Helena, Florentia, Gizarov, and Alte Muller. So Alte Muller has the Strategist faction buff, will buff up Florentia. Right? Self buff for Helena, Gizarov, faction buffs himself, and Albedo. Albedo doesn't have a faction buff, right? She's part of Dark. Albedo is part of Dark, she's part of Time and Space, and she's part of what's it called? Reincarnation. I'm actually surprised to see a Gizarov in the top 4 playoffs. It's an interesting choice to bring Gizarov. True, she gives herself defense, but she doesn't give herself magic defense, right? Yeah, she gets defense, but she doesn't get magic defense. Granted, there are no magic defense attackers on the other side, so it didn't really matter here. Fair enough, apply. Albedo doesn't need the magic defense in this fight. Alright, Concede taking advantage of the act again. So, Snowman with 2 ignore guard characters is taking the first action. Side note, Alte Muller clearly has Swords with Metal. Right? With the extra skill, this has a Swords with Metal, so it'll be pretty hard to get through the last rites. Alright. Wow, Mariel took a lot of damage with that first hit. Way too much to kill, I think. Yeah. Let me just go back there, because this was crucial. So, first, Thorns triggered. Right? Causing a lot of damage in return. And there was also a fixed damage hit from Albedo. Alright, so the combination of the two made it so that Mariel had not enough damage to even kill Florentia. Which is pretty much game over right there. Well, it's not really the physical wall damage that was the issue. It was the fact that Mariel took so much damage, she couldn't get the kill. Because if Mariel didn't lose that many Highland Warriors, she would have killed. Let me just go back a few steps. Right? It was the fact that basically all the Highland Warriors were dead that caused that to happen. That was interesting. If you ask me though, I would have done that first. Helena in first, then Mariel in. This is why I hate Helena as a side note. Look how she's just healing through every AoE. Right? That armor literally raised her to top tier. Because now she's practically unkillable by AoE teams. Yeah. That's why Helena's in every box. Because yes, she's not great against tanks, but she's practically unkillable by AoE teams now. Frankly, okay, so this first battle, basically Snowman rushed it way too early because guard skill wasn't even up on Hilda. And also, I would not have attacked in the order that he did, right? If anything, you should have set in Helena first, then followed up with Mario and so on. So, interesting to see. I mean, they're just going to keep fighting it out, but it was already, there was a big advantage on Concede's side once Mario didn't kill anyone. So the second battle, neither side really swapped their teams, right? Interesting. Kira ban first versus Hilda ban. So Hilda, get rid of healers, right? Albedo, once again. Bernhard, Ultimuller, Juggler, okay. Molly Jess Ares, Kayura, Gizaroff Hobo, Toa, Bernhard, Mariel ban, and then Concede gets Illustrial, which was swapped in. So Lolly Jess Liana ban now. Helena. Liana and SP Alt. Rosenseal. Okay. And then Tidlet Ares. SP Ellen is played. And then Concede finally plays. Alright. I mean, in some ways you can say this is a rotation of the first match. Now, this time around, there's two assassins on Concede's side, right? I mean, Snowman still has Toa as his assassin. Actually, what I wanted to see was what on earth is he bringing on Kruger? Still Ever Dark Abyss and Dark Dragon's Breath. Okay, fair enough. Well, to be fair, assassin strategies are like, you either succeed or fail right away, Ziki. That's the thing with assassin strategies. If your assassin kills someone, you win. If your assassin fails, you've lost that match. Guaranteed, basically. And in the first match, Snowman's Mario failed to kill Florentia. So... I do have to admit, I am surprised by how far Toa can move to assassinate. I do underestimate. I definitely did underestimate her utility in terms of an assassin, right? Because as long as she gets +2 mobility like this, right? She's moving 7 plus 7 plus the tactical guidance, which is another 2 blocks, right? So that's 9 movement for attacking. My thoughts on Emmerich? You can play him if you want, I guess. I mean, he does disable guard, which isn't a bad thing. But there's so many long-range strikers and so on, so I don't know. Okay, that was careless. That was really careless. If he had attacked from mountain, that wouldn't have happened. It would have hit. That was purely carelessness that caused that to happen. Okay, because if Illustrial had attacked from the mountain tile, then it would ignore guard. Or if he attacked from grassland, for the matter, right? So I'm kind of surprised that he did that. Or was he playing it safe to make sure he can retreat back into the guard range of Albedo? I guess that might have been it. Just to guarantee that he can retreat to guard safety. No, Rosen Seal has 4 immunities effect. Yeah, but then... Wait. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why wasn't there an attempt to kill? I guess maybe he was worried that there was not enough damage to kill this juggler. 616 magic defense, no soldiers alive. I don't know. Well, I guess the Sky Arch would do nothing, right? So it would have just been 886 int, 20 strikes against 4,000 hit points. Anyways. Well, that was another weird choice. If I were Snowman there, I probably would have killed Illustrial instead of Kruger. But either way, it's kind of a tough choice there for sure. Anyways, Illustrial just gets to show off, killing all the weakened enemies. I actually would not have used that stun attack there. I would have saved it, right? For an opportunity to stun them while they're in poison. Like right now. Okay, Concede's just trolling himself, isn't he? Randomly suiciding Illustrial there. Yeah, or maybe he just knows that he's won anyways. Alright, fair enough. Okay, so at the end of the day, we had an unexpected winner between Zansin and Parnhub, and Concede basically won as expected. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this, I guess, this stream of the Apex Semifinals. So, tomorrow will be the finals between Concede and Parnhub. Yeah, Concede with the disrespect, that really is it. I am going to bet on Concede anyways. Watch me lose money yet again. Alright, so that's it for now. See you all tomorrow.